Hello, hi Achiever, here I am again. I came back. Actually, I have just deleted my previous live because I gave an information that was confusing and I wanted to fix that for you. I didn't want to leave it there. Hi Maho, I decided to come back to explain that better because I thought that it would be confusing for people to watch that live and then feel compelled to write in a way that wouldn't be so good, right? So let me explain myself better. Let me rephrase what I had said. So first, let me say hello to Cool Boy, hello to Ingi, hello to Gidri. I think it's Gidri. All right, so I came here today to talk about the writing paper for the C2 Proficiency exam. I am getting my microphone here because I know that my voice must be echoing a little bit. Let me just put my earplugs here and my voice will be much better in a few seconds. I should have done that before, right? Yes, but you know, I'm that crazy. Maho knows that. I'm crazy. Okay, I hope it's better right now. So about the writing paper for the C2 Proficiency exam, it has two tasks. It consists of two different tasks. Task 1 is an essay, which is academic writing. And for that essay, you must write up to 280 words. They give you a task and two small texts for you to write about. You should summarize the texts and find the key ideas of each text and then write your essay academically, right? Using academic writing. Now, what are the things you should know and the things you can do to make it faster and to make it easier for you? Because that's the big deal, right? This is what everybody's looking for. How can I make it faster? How can I do it faster? And how can I make it easier? This is what I wanted to say. How can I make it easier? How can I do it faster? Well, first of all, you are going to find the key ideas on those small texts there. Each text will contain two key ideas, okay? Only two. Not more than two and not less than two. You might find the two key ideas there so that you will be able to answer the question. The task is for you to summarize and evaluate the key ideas of the texts given. Okay, so you must find them. And then you are going to summarize, but you will mostly paraphrase. You will, yes, reduce the texts because that's what summarizing means. And you will paraphrase because you need to write about the same thing. Okay, you are gaining points if you are able to paraphrase. The examiner is really happy if you can do that. So, what is paraphrasing? What does that actually mean? Paraphrasing means that you're going to write exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing using different words because you have to use your own words. So you cannot copy sentences from the paragraphs from the texts given. But, and this is a big fat but, you can copy some words. Some key words are of paramount importance for you to be able to answer the task. You know that some words cannot be replaced with synonyms without dismantling the context. Let's put it that way, okay? So you are able to copy some words, but not sentences. And then you can paraphrase. There are easier ways of paraphrasing, and you will find that there are a bunch of YouTube videos explaining how to paraphrase well. and you will be able to find them. Look for the easiest way. The easiest way to paraphrase is the one you were looking for, because you have to write in 45 minutes. You have to write 280 words in 45 minutes or less, because after that you will have to write 320 words. And, pay attention to format, pay attention to everything you can do to make it faster. So, paraphrase the 2 paragraphs they give you, summarizing and paraphrasing. After you do that, you are going to write your conclusion. And if you are taking the computer-based exam is the only one which is going to allow you to do that really well. Paraphrasing first, conclusion, and then coming up to the introduction, because this is how you write, how you actually do academic writing when you are at the university, right? When you actually have to write for a master's degree or for a PhD. You're going to write everything, you're going to conclude, and then you're going to write an introduction. So if you're able to do that, your introduction is going to be much better written. It is possible to do that when you were taking the paper-based exam. But for you to do that, you will have to practice using the official paper. Practice using the official paper. Did I say that right? Yes. Every time you write, every time you practice, you're going to print the official writing paper and you're going to write your essay and your other task there. Why? Why should you do that? Because the length of the lines are a bit different from the length of the lines on a regular notebook. And you should have an idea of how many words you usually write on each line. That is going to make it much easier for you to count how many words you have written in the end of the task. You see what I mean? At the end of the task. Sorry, guys. So you are going to write the sentences, and then you are going to know how many words you write around each line. And you will only know that if you have been practicing using the official paper. Also, the size of your paragraphs are going to tell you much, because each letter, each handwriting is different. So some people will write a paragraph in 5 lines. Some people will write a paragraph in 8 lines, depending on the size of your letter. So practicing on the official paper is a great tip. I would pay attention to that if I were you, okay? And then if you have been practicing on the official paper and you have an idea of the size, you can measure the size of your introductions. You know that you will write from around 4 to 5 lines. Then you can skip those lines, paraphrase the paragraphs, write your conclusion, and come back up here. If you happen to skip too many lines, it is easier to fill an extra line than not to have enough lines afterwards. So it is a bit tricky to do that. It is still possible though, okay? But if you don't want to do that, that's scary, isn't it? It needs a lot of practice. If you don't want to do that, then you will have to read the paragraphs first and then write your introduction and paraphrase the paragraphs. It could take a little bit longer, but it's okay. You will have enough time if you follow a template. And what would an essay template be? Well, for the C2 Proficiency exam, the CPE, you will think of 4 paragraphs, okay? 1 introduction, the summary with the summary, paraphrasing the 2 texts given, and a conclusion. You will be extremely specific about your conclusion. The examiner has to see that as a conclusion. So it is okay if you write in conclusion there. Most people don't like it. They think it's not, the style is not so good, but it's okay. It's correct and you can do it, and it's fast. Okay, so you're not going to lose points or anything because you wrote in conclusion. Not at all. Can I write it differently? Yes, of course, right? It's practice. It takes practice. Now, the exam, at least here for Brazil, the exam is going to be in November. I know that the calendar is general. It's a general calendar for the world, but I also know that in Spain, they have an exam every month. I know that for Greece, the dates are a little bit different. And if you are in the general calendar, if your country uses the general calendar, the next exam is now. It's in November. It's around the corner. And if you haven't been practicing and you're planning on taking the exam in November, you have to pay attention to things that are going to make you write fast, that are going to be easy and quick for you to learn, okay? So this is the tip I'm giving you today, the many tips, let's put it that way. If you are taking the paper-based exam, practice using the official paper. You can download it from Cambridge website. It's easy, it's free. Just go ahead and download it from there, okay? So use the official writing paper so you know exactly how many lines how many words you will have written in each line. It's not going to be exactly because there are long and short words, but you will know the range. You will know how many words you usually write if you practice that. Also, focus on writing 4 paragraphs, having the second and the third paragraphs, the 2 body paragraphs, paraphrasing the texts as they are. This is the fastest, easiest way of writing. It is not the most elegant, it is not the best style in the world, but it works. And you will get a high score if you do what I'm saying. So paraphrase the paragraphs as they are. You can go the first text, comma, titled, and then you put quotation marks there and add the title of the paragraph. See? Talks about this. The following text or the second text, and then you write the title there too. Explain the text. Paraphrase everything that you read there. It's going to make it easier for you, because if you don't find the key ideas, you will have written everything anyways. Okay? So that's it. What else? What else is missing? Use the official paper, paraphrase the paragraphs. It is okay to write in your conclusion, because it's a conclusion. And it is academic writing. So academic writing has to be simple and clear. And you don't have to write a title. Not for the essay. Okay? If you feel like your essay is not going to be complete if you don't write a title, go ahead and do so. But Cambridge doesn't care much about the titles on the essay. They will care about the title if you're writing an article. That changes everything. If you write an article, you have to practically answer the question there, right? You're going to write your title focused on the task. What's the question? Okay, so the answer to the question is my title. Or you will ask that question again on your title. That's an interesting hook as well. What else can I tell you about the writing paper? About task 1 of the writing paper. It's an essay, it's compulsory, which means that everybody has to take it. It's up to 280 words. You have to write it really fast because you have the second task. Then there is the second task. And the second task, they will give you options for you to choose from. So it could be either an article, a review, a report, a letter, or another essay. An article, a review, a report, and a letter or another essay. That's it. Okay? You have to learn the styles. You have to learn how to write each one of them. You are not going to write for another task using essay format because you were receiving marks if you know how to use the correct format for each writing. But I'm going to talk about each writing another day. Okay? Today we're going to stop here. We're going to stop on the essays. So if you remember, I gave you 3 extremely important tips. It's valuable content for you. Follow them, and I guarantee that your writing grade is going up. Okay? If you're taking the paper-based exam, use the paper, the official paper. Learn how many words you usually write per sentence. Paraphrase the texts. Paraphrase everything. Follow. You can look. YouTube has lots of tutorials. Go on YouTube and try to find how to paraphrase easily. But pay attention to easy. It has to be easy, okay? Not the hardest way. How to do it in an easy way. So you paraphrase, be specific about your conclusion, and you will do a great job. Thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate being here with you guys. Ingi says, thank you so much for such useful information. Thank you for being so nice and saying that. And I hope to see you here more often, okay? If you guys have any questions, just ask me. Go ahead and ask me. You know where I am. And go on my Instagram page. Ask me the question. I will try to answer them here. I promise. See you tomorrow. Bye.